Charlie actually brought up the fact that we missed it too. And Google, I should have had some insight into, because Geico was a heavy user very early on. So here we saw value in something at that time. I have no idea what we're paying per click now, but we were paying $10 or $11 a click for something that had no cost of goods sold, and we were going to keep doing it. I mean, we could see that. So I should have had more insight into that. Now, whether Bing was going to come along or other people were going to take away the market, that's another question. Whether you had sort of a first user advantage that would prevail. And there is a lot of technology to it. So somebody could have come along with a better technological product, and I would not have had any insights into that. I certainly had insights into the benefit to the user. I think Blazer Surgeon or something like that, I think it may have sold for $60 or $70 or something of the sort. And mesothelioma, I mean, I don't know what it brings now, but just imagine having something every time you just hit a click, you know, the cash register rung somewhere out in California. So it was and is an extraordinary business, and it has some aspects of a natural monopoly. I mean, it's very easy for me when I go to the computer. I've worked with Google before, but I'm looking for information for the annual report. I used to have to mail away to federal agencies or go down to the public library, and now I can get it in 10 seconds. So it's a hugely valuable device, which the other guy pays for. The user on the computer doesn't. Yeah, the answer is we missed it. And I knew them both. They came to see me before they did.
Sergey and Larry came to see you.
Yeah, and actually Eric did too.
And Eric.
Yeah, I liked him.
So when you say you missed it, that suggests that it's now at a valuation. You understand the company, but it's now at a valuation that doesn't make sense to you. Why don't you just buy it now?
Well, if I was forced to buy it or short it, I'd buy it. Same way as Amazon. But it's a little hard when you look at something at X and it sells at 10X to buy it. It shouldn't be. But I can just tell you psychologically, it's harder if you looked in the first place and passed it at X to then buy it at 10X. That's cost people a lot of money in Berkshire. I mean, they saw it at a lower price, and they just said, if it ever gets back there, I'll buy it. That's a terrible way to think, but
the train has left the station, as Joe likes to so frequently point out. Yeah. How come you don't feel that way about shares of Apple? How come you feel like that's a different story?
Well, the shares, when we bought them, at least, were much more reasonable in relation to current earnings. Apple didn't have to do a lot better in the future than they were doing at the current time. When you get into a Google and Amazon, you're paying for the future more, but they may well have a better future. I mean, that may be more than justified. And Apple, I wouldn't say it's easier for me to understand than Google now, perhaps, or Amazon now. Certainly would have been 5 years ago. It's amazing where Apple's Apple's ended up with consumers. I mean, I can very easily determine the competitive position of Apple now and who's trying to chase them and how easy it is to chase them. We happen to be well situated in terms of having these massive home furnishing stores, and